the short daylight hours and the weather windows that you have. We've got a nice branched buck up there, and you know, this is the tail end of the rut, so I believe he's hanging out with these does. We're about 500 yards away right now, and I'm gonna try to get to 150 to 200 yards. Well, it looks like in our process of trying to gain elevation and gain a different perspective, the deer gave us the slip. We're right along a salmon-bearing stream. The eagles are here, the bears are here, the bucks are here. This is a game-rich area, and you can understand why a big old brownie would call this home. We're gonna share the beach with him for a few days, and hopefully we can't get a couple bucks, get home, fill the freezer, and gear up for the next adventure. We don't have very much light while we're here. You can't rush a hunt, but when you're in Kodiak, you gotta get it done about as quick as you can. You know, this is the tail end of the rut, so I believe he's hanging out with these does, and I don't know if he's cruising or if he's on the top of a receptive doe, but we've got a nice branched buck up there. From this stream to shield the noise from our feet. I just saw our squad. That's definitely a doe. There's a bunch of buck bait over here, and if we spook her, it's game over. It's kind of crazy how well these deer just blend in. You know, they're ghosts over here. They're beautiful animals, just golden brown. They blend in with the grass and the forage out here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these alders to our advantage and try to slip and dip around these alders and not act like predators. We're just a deer, just hanging out. Look, deer right there. See him? He's going down. I just took a Kodiak Blacktail buck, and I watched him fall. He's right here. This is what you come to Kodiak for. I mean, take a look at this. We're on the beach. I just got one of the beach boys. It's called this place home for a long time. He's probably a 3 or 4 year old buck. I could tell that he was branched. He might have a crab claw at the end. And I'm a happy hunter. I got a safe gun, and I watched him fall, so let's go up there and go take a look. So what I love about Kodiak, you can see a lot. It's very open, especially later on in the late season. So I saw him fall. I know he's up here somewhere. We just gotta find him. This is a late season Sitka Blacktail buck.
and I was a little bit worried from his small tumble down here that he was going to break off one of his antlers here, because they start shedding their antlers late in the season. And so, you know, it's not the best idea to do the classic buck drag and grab him by the horn and drag it down if you care about taxidermying. And this is a buck that I will definitely taxidermy and take home. This is a beautiful, as they call it in Kodiak, a 3x3. And me, you know, doing a little bit of whitetail hunting, they call it, you know, you count every point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 point. But here, West Coast buck hunters, they don't count the eye guards. So this is called the classic 3x3. Sitka Blacktail buck. Thank you, mister. I'll tell you what, that 270 wind really did a number. 134 grain bullets. It smacked him. It's probably a 3-year-old buck. And I'll tell you what, living out here, he's lived one heck of a tough life. Running from brown bears, humans, and winter, really. The winter kill is what really does it out here for all these animals. The bears and humans hunting these don't knock down the population like a rough winter will. Really, the only thing, according to the biologists and all the outfitters, transporters, they'll tell you the same thing, is that the winter kill is the single greatest killer of the Sitka blacktail deer. So the big brownies, they don't get after them as much. The wolves don't get after them as much. You know, on the Prince of Wales and all up and down the southeast Alaska. So, but here, they don't have to worry about wolves. They just have to worry about humans, brown bears, and most importantly, winter. So first things first is to go ahead and notch it. So there's that. There's a lot of critters around, but you don't have that much light. We've got camp about 300 yards away, and we just spotted another shooter buck. What I'm gonna do is, I've got 3 deer tags, so I'm gonna drag this one down right here within eyesight of camp. I've already field dressed him, so all I gotta do is come and get him back to camp. This one's only about 400 yards away. We're gonna try to go make a play on him, and hopefully add him to the collection. So I've got my buck right here within eyesight of camp, so I can see if a bear is going to come try to get him. We only have a couple of days out here, so we're trying to fill our tags and get home. We're on the stock on another buck right now. He's out here in the middle of the field, and we're going to go get him. Safe. This is bear country, so you always got to be ready. East Coast tactic and use a buck grunt. See if I can't get him to stand up. second buck down of the trip, right here, with the whole 270 wind. Now, I got a really long day ahead of me and one buck tag left to fill. It's gonna be dark in probably about 2 hours, so we've got to get over to this buck and get him processed and get him back to camp before we lose him to a bear. This is why you come to Kodiak. We got 2 deer down and we saw a big bear flying in. So you don't want to have 1 bullet left when your life depends on it. So this right here, use the safety unlock bolt. Okay. Make sure there's nothing in there, and then I'm gonna make sure that's a safe gun. All right. Now it's time to go get this buck. I saw him fall right over here. We're gonna walk in a straight line. We're gonna get. I can see the white of his belly. He's right here. There he is. Wow. Wow, look at this. Oh man. This is a beautiful Sitka Kodiak Blacktail buck. And he's all mine. I couldn't be more thankful for this buck. Look at him. He's perfect for the wall and my freezer. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 point, they'd call it, but I'd call him a classic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it's starting to snow all the way around us, and the temperature's starting to drop. I don't know how long our weather window is going to be here. So, you know, the old saying is true, and I follow that old saying. Don't pass on the first day what you'd shoot on the last. I follow that rule, and I'm gonna go home a happy hunter. I'm a happy hunter right here, bud. 1 buck down. 1 more to pack out tonight. Get the mic up out of here. All right. 1 buck on the back, 1 buck on the mountain. Gotta get back to camp. Ooh. Set up our tent, call it a night. That's blacktail buck right there, walking around about 4 hours ago. And this is the rewards of being a okay hunter. Oh, mix that in. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. We're really gambling with the weather right now. It's late season, so it could snow. We could be stuck here for a week. So this is the hunter's dilemma. It just got light enough for us to see. There's a doe up there that they're all keeping their eye on. This is the tail end of the rut, so they're preoccupied with her. They're 300 yards away right now, and this is something that you would not get away with normal deer. But they don't see many people, so if we just don't appear to be a threat, they're just gonna hang tight and keep an eye on us. So we've kind of made a decision here. Weather is not getting any better. and we might be done right now. So I think I'm gonna go over there and shoot this buck. It's a mature deer, so we've got 3 bucks on the hill. They're all 3 2x2s, but the biggest one is outside his ear and he has eye guards. So he's an older deer, but genetically he's not that gifted. So I think I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna see if we can't get on within 200 yards, lay down and make a shot. We've got weather coming in right now and we don't have much time left to fill our tags. So, you know, a 2x2 or a 6-point in the hand is better than a 10-point in the bush. So even though my dream buck is still out there, this buck, I'd really like to come home with me and put him in the freezer. Here in Kodiak, you have winter kill, so you never know if any of these bucks are gonna make it. So the biggest one over here is a mature deer, or what I would call a mature deer, and I would be happy to put that buck on my wall. All right, the jig is up. This buck is looking right at us, so we need to just patiently wait until he goes back to feeding, and then we'll make our move to get in position. We're here. We're ready to get in a position to shoot. So I don't get it. They come down in the morning, up in the afternoon, and down in the evening. Thermals can be more important than wind direction. I think that buck got a little whiff of us and he just simply walked over the ridge. So we're gonna try to reposition and get in front of him and make a shot. Well, it looks like in our process of trying to gain elevation and gain a different perspective, the deer gave us the slip. We see another deer bedded. We might be going out of here with just 2 bucks. And with this weather, as you can see, there's mountains all around me and we can't see them. So if we get another weather window, we're gonna call the flight service and see if we can't get out of here. Kodiak is known to keep its visitors for more than 2 weeks. Oh yeah, wow, look at that beautiful buck. That's a 2x2. but you can tell that he's probably about 4 years old. He's old. You can tell by the base of his pedicle here, and the thickness and how he carries out his mass. That right there is a very special buck. Oh, goodness. A couple of bucks I'm interested in, and this is definitely one of them. Oh, man. Oh. Tell you what, this 270 Win paired up with the BXR for deer-sized animal and a little bit bigger, man, works out perfect. As you can see, 3 bucks down. You know, we're getting ready to take off. We're kind of trying to beat the weather here. The pilot's coming in, and we got to get home. Right now, we're sneaking out in the weather window, and this buck has got to get broke down. Back to camp. We got to break down camp real quick because it's snowing and we can get stuck here for another 2 weeks. So we better break this buck down and get him back on the back, in the pack, and back to camp.